We say we do. We got an audience question behind me. Hannah.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Hannah. Thanks for coming out. Everybody say hi to Hannah. All right, that's great.
What I want to know is, what do you guys think you'd be doing if you weren't like on stage and performing and stuff?
Working at McDonald's? Was that what somebody said out there? I don't know if I work at McDonald's.
Nah, I don't think I'd go that way. I wouldn't do anything. I don't think
I don't think I'd be
be.
bitter and like writing bad reviews about the other band that took our spot. That's what I'd be doing.
Yeah.
That's me. Or I'd be working like a video store complaining about people. I'd be jaded.
We'd be complaining.
I'd be complaining and, I'd be really jaded and stuff. I'd be me without this job, I just
He still does all that.
I still
He's
do that now, but now I'm
just
in a
in a
band.
band.
So that's what I do.
So do you think that being in a band makes you grow up faster or slower?
Slower.
Well, no, it's
I
because
don't know.
you have to grow up
Slower.
in a way that it's a job and you have stuff that you have to do. But then in the same thing, like there's two parts of the band. You wake up early, you do radio and do interviews all day. But then there's the whole other part where like you have this preconceived idea of what it is, where you want to stay out all night. So when it's late night, that's when you act like an infant. And in the day you kind of act like an infant, but you have to be there on time, which is the difference.
So are you guys partying as much as we think you're partying then?
How much do you think we're partying?
Well, all I know is everything I ever read about you, it's always about the partying or about the trouble
Well, that's what people always ask us.
That's
They're like,
just, yeah,
so
people-
tell us a crazy story about when you guys were so reckless and wild on tour. Because if I was in a band, and then you get some guy that's like, so I showed up for the interview. Why haven't we tossed the TV out the window? Because I plan on watching it later. And, well, let's just destroy the band. It's like, well, one time. And that's when you start, well, you don't want to let them down. So, well, this one time in Cleveland. Or something like that, But I mean, the last tour that we did, I was taking a break. I took a break from partying. But I mean, now I'm ready to start gear up. I'm going back.
That's like you said, we had 4 days off. Now we're ready.
Yeah, we
to
had
get
4
back.
days off, so now we're
4-day
back.
break.
I don't know. We party as much as anybody else would that was in the exact same situation. I think.
Yeah.
Most bands. Anyway.
Most people.
So basically your image of all the rock bands growing up, it's living up to what you guys thought it would be like?
Kind of.
I mean, we haven't killed anyone yet by accident or anything.
Yeah, we haven't done any of that stuff. We're trying to keep all that. Like we don't want to kill like today's version of Hanoi Rocks or anything like that. We're trying to keep it safe, kids.
Wink. We've got an email question
Wink.
for you. It comes from Tecumseh, Ontario. Someone's named Toast. The question is, during the craziness...
Sounds like a rapper. MC Toast.
A rapper.
New single.
We got during the craziness of the
Burnt
last
toast.
couple of years...
It's a CD. Toast with his latest disc, Burnt Toast. Never mind.
Poor Toast is like sitting at home watching this now. Probably loving it.
I think that Toast is loving it. He's liking it. We're giving him some good PR here.
All right, so Toast wants to know, during the craziness of the last couple of years, did you meet anyone important to you or someone that you always wanted to meet, and who?
Elvis Costello.
I found myself.
Yeah.
I found... no, I don't know. Yeah, we met Elvis Costello.
in Toronto at the Toronto show last summer. That was probably the most
I
important.
met
concert
Liam
ever.
Gallagher
Liam
in
Gallagher.
Toronto.
Liam Gallagher, yeah.
Which one of you did that? You like that? Yeah.
The Woo
All right,
came
keep
over
it down
there.
a little
Yeah.
bit. No, yeah. So we met Liam. We met Tommy Lee. We met a
Tommy
bunch
Lee.
of people.
Rob-
We met Fat Mike. And
Robin
like,
Williams.
Robin Williams.
That was Cohen's
But I
idol.
thought, yeah.
He was great in Jumanji. Had to meet him.
Jumanji ruled. I think that won a couple Oscars.
So when you meet these people, do you get freaked out or is it just
Well,
become...
these people were all like, the ones we mentioned are people that aren't letdowns. There have been a couple
Yeah.
that I can't really remember that when you meet, you like can't wait to meet them and then you realize that they're a big dork. But I mean, all those people were really cool. So
Has there ever been a band that you maybe you weren't a huge fan of them, but then you met them and they were so nice that you have to like them now?
More of but new bands like that we weren't not like. Yeah, I guess so sometimes.
a lot of bands that even
meet,
you just
like,
don't
young
even
bands.
listen to, but once you meet them, yeah, it's like new bands. and
Bands
stuff
that we go
like
on
that.
tour with, you're like, I don't like this band. Then you tour with them and you like them, so
Yeah.
usually.
So I'm not going to mention any because we like all bands.
We don't want to get you guys in trouble or anything.
No.
That's not the plan. So, is it strange in terms of like your social circle changes so radically when you come home?
Yeah, you
We have way more
develop,
friends now.
a social circle. That's one of the perks.
Way more people want to hang out with us. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
people return my phone calls.
People call you back now?
Not really. I'm just saying that because I'm on TV, but
That's great.
yeah, it's super.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what event has happened out on the road that's gotten the biggest phone call from home then?
What was the question?
What event? What either some sort of
What's something wild
crazy
and
story,
crazy?
or it could be something great. You know, something that's happened out on the road that got a phone call from home, maybe from your mom, from
my
your
mom
friends.
Like she used to, my mom used
you
to
get
send me these
emails.
little emails. Steven, I didn't raise you this way. And like she like these long, you know, you're embarrassing the family name. Like our family, my last name is Yacht. You know, it's like it's already embarrassing. You know, but in addition to that, you know, like she's just like, you know, I heard you were trashing other bands, and it's always through like his mom or something, and then it gets sort of twisted around. So it's because we would never do that. And so she, you know, so I get these. And then I just sort of not talk to her for a couple weeks, and then she
That's
gets the
nice.
idea, you know.
What
And
about
so
you?
no more calls.
What about you, Dave? I know your family. You guys are always
Hey,
joking
Dave.
around about his family. Does your family
The Brown Brigade.
call you while you're out on the road?
Yeah, my family calls me all the time. I think they were most excited when I got into a West Indian newspaper. I think that was about it.
The West Indian.
The
News.
only
Whoa. Hey, you know what we're gonna do now?
Go to a commercial.
No, we're gonna freeze because we're gonna open the window.
Oh.
What do you guys think of that? These people have been waiting outside for you guys, for some of them out there for as long as 3 hours, and it is really, really cold. So we're gonna get up, and we're gonna make our way over to the window because we've got an audience question outside. And just 1 second. I forgot my jacket back there. But the crowd will keep me warm. I'm hoping.
I'd offer you mine, but I feel kind of
Ajax,
cheesy.
okay.
Look at this. Ajax
You
hates
need to
us.
stay warm.
Yeah.
This guy's really
Got
mad
a lot
too.
of people giving you the Sum 41 salute, and we've got
This
an
guy's just
audience
giving us the-
question also out here.
Hold on.
No, I think this guy's got a question. That guy's got a question.
It's number one.
I'm sensing some haters over there. All right, we've got an audience question for you guys. Right over here.
My question is, if you can change something about one of the members, what would it be and why?
What's your question?
If you can change something about one of the members, what would it be and why?
If they could change something.
Yeah.
I wouldn't change anything. Everyone's great.
If you could change something about one of the members of Sum 41, what would it be and why?
Wouldn't change anything.
I thought we changed your pants.
Change my pants.
That's about
I'm
it.
gonna give this to my new friend. There you go.
How about you, Colin?
This guy was
This guy asked if you could change something about one of the members of Sum 41, what would it be? If you could change something about one of the guys in the band, what would it be? It's an audience question.
I don't know. I don't change. I don't think if we change anything, I don't think it would be the same. I don't think it could change anything.
You love them all, huh?
I love them all.
We're going to keep getting to know the crowd out here, trying to stay warm, but we continue with Sum 41. They're going